PorkRindAppreciationDay.com. That's PorkRindAppreciationDay.com. And make sure to pick up the protein-packed, bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today at HEB.
They're local, they're San Antonio, and they know sports. They're R&R in the morning, KTFM Floresville, and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, no Wemby. Spurs still fall in Milwaukee last night, 132-119. They'll return to action tomorrow night against the Chicago Bulls. Speaking of the Spurs, McCombs family rejoining as an investor group as the newest strategic partner in the NFL. Bad news for the Texans is quarterback CJ Stroud still reportedly in the concussion protocol and is expected to miss his second straight game.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. If you want to be a part of the show, feel free to call in 210-656-3776. That's 210-656-ESPN. You can also comment along on our YouTube live feed. Just go to our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star. Like, subscribe, follow along, comment along, be a part of the show. I like to be as interactive as possible with you guys throughout the day, and some news and notes to get to. Obviously, Spurs fall again, National Signing Day, but the big news, of course, going back to last night, is that impressive UTSA win to get their first ever bowl victory.
And that'll do it. Meet the Roadrunners get their first bowl victory in program history. They win the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl 45-17 over the Marshall Thundering Herd.
And of course, when you win a bowl victory, you get the normal bath in whatever the bowl is sponsored by. Sometimes it's a Gatorade bath. Other times it may be a bowl full of oranges, or it could be like we saw at the Toastery Bowl, a bunch of French toast they throw on the field. We've seen Cheez-Its get dumped on people. Well, this was the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. So, Coach Traylor, he got hit with some iced coffee.
Honestly, in 19 years, I haven't been doused that bad ever in my life. So I'll always remember the coffee running down my crack right now.
And Coach Trailerism, and he would go on Sirius XM radio and get a little bit further detail about the coffee that he was doused with.
I'm not sure I woke up. I might not ever went to sleep. I might have just had so much coffee on me, it might have kept me up all night. I got a trick. They told me it was going to be water, and they said it was just going to be coffee, but that was straight vanilla sweet cold cream running down my rear end. I believe it was sticky and cold, but it was an awesome feeling.
Oh man. You just love how genuine Coach Traylor seems when he's in interviews and settings like that and can have fun. And it's an incredible thing. And he is the face of the program, and with good reason. He has brought this place within his time to heights that they'd never expected, including jumping up conference level. So it's very, very good what's happening at UTSA. Frank Mateo on our YouTube live feed wants to know which Lucy Coopers everybody's going to be at tomorrow. Well, the Blitz is going to be broadcasting live from 2 to 6 at the Lucy Coopers over off of 151. So that's going to be because I didn't know there were multiple in the area. And my initial reaction was, oh, are y'all going to be at the one since I live in that area off 281 in between Thousand Oaks and Brook Hollow? Apparently, there's more than one. They're going to be at the one over off 151 tomorrow. So go on, get ready for the Thursday night football game with them, presented by Flight by Yingling, because when they do stuff with Flight by Yingling, they end up bringing all the swag out for those remotes, coolers, Yetis, just great swag usually when Flight by Yingling's involved. So make sure, join the Blitz tomorrow, Flight by Yingling, Thursday night football, little bit of pregame going on. Fred Villarreal says he liked the mayonnaise dump at the Duke's Mayo Bowl. You talk about sticky. I would much rather be dumped in vanilla cream and have that going down my rear end or crack than Duke's mayonnaise of all things. That would be catastrophic, it feels. Lots of holiday wishes this holiday season, and Rudolph Gonzalez says it was sticky and cold, but an awesome feeling. That's right, sticky and cold, but I'm sure it was the best feeling he's had as a head coach as they finally checked off the bowl win. And that was in question for a little bit because there was the possibility, and we talked about this yesterday on Extra Innings leading up to it, with the, is Frank going to play? Is he not going to play? And by then we did know it was a shoulder issue. So it was less about opting out, more about how healthy is Frank. But Coach Traylor said yesterday, this wasn't something that just popped up. And I applaud their commitment to secrecy over there at UTSA.
It was the stretch line that got me. I was very intentional with each one of those 18, and I wanted to make sure they heard me one more time. And once I got to the stretch line, it was a ball game, and I was ready to go. And I want to give a lot of credit to our team. We knew Frank wasn't going to play for the last 3.5 weeks, and our team didn't tell a soul. And it was the best kept secret ever in the history of San Antonio, I would imagine.
Had to have been, because we had zero clue until the line started moving like crazy. So the only people that found out were the Vegas types, and it didn't matter. San Antonio not only covered, but the Roadrunners, after a slow start from Owen McCown, he got on track. Everything looked great, and the offense got rolling after a rough start. And I talked about this yesterday. You were wondering what UTSA football post Frank Harris may look like. There it is. You kind of got a crash course in minor spurts this year, but also right there in the bowl game, and meaningfully meant something to both teams that were playing hard. And there is a good chance, depending on how the spring plays out, that Owen McCown could be a glimpse at the future. I talked about it a lot with Arch Manning this year. I kind of wanted to see him. I didn't want to throw him into the fire sight unseen, possibly in their first year in SEC play. Now, may not be a problem, as it turns out that Quinn Ewers may be coming back, but it was a concern throughout the year for Texas fans. And I think it was a valid concern for UTSA fans to at least question what UTSA football looked like without Frank Harris, because he's been a big part of the growth that this program and the success that it's had over the past 4 or 5 years. And I do believe it was fair to at least wonder what the future of UTSA football looks like. And if last night is any indication, UTSA football still in pretty good hands. As for Traylor, of course, it's National Signing Day. They got 12 commits in the early signing, so part of it's going on. They're still possibly looking at a quarterback through the portal or something that wants to compete. But last night after the bowl game, of course, he puts the focus on the seniors immediately as he's talking about them, talks about some of the other guys, NIL, the changing landscape of college football and where we're headed and what's needed.
Well, it's a sad day because I'm going to miss those kids, but there's a part of them that will never, ever be gone. We're just different now. We're just different. We're built different. We're built to last. And it's because of those 18 seniors. Obviously, you mentioned Frank and Rashad, so that's how I answer the question. But there's so many of them, T. Haynes at left guard, Ernesto at right tackle, B. Matt, T. Bell, Rashad Wisdom, this Lucas Dean. How about that punter for the last 4 years? But their core is still here. If we can keep this team together, and the game of football has changed so much, like Cam, we got him for not a dime, like nothing. He's first team all conference. I mean, our collectives are going to have to do something, right? And we need people to contribute. And I know y'all are tired of hearing it, but they're not going to stay because they love Coach Traylor much more. That we got to help them a little bit. And none of our kids ask for a lot. They really don't ask for a lot. They'd like to have a car and maybe some insurance and a cell phone. If we can do that, we'll win a lot of football games in UTSA for a long time. If we don't, JJ and be writing bad articles about what a bad recruiter I am, and all these guys getting in the portal, and it's going to be sad for me because I don't get to have any more of that coffee running down my crack anymore without the compost.
Over here to the left, please.
Coach Jacob Richmond, Lone Star Live.
I mean, he took full advantage of that crack comment in the post-game interview, but as you could tell, it all comes back to collectives, NILs, and just being able to give his players not like $2.5 million like Rule was talking about at Nebraska and trying to find a quarterback, but just being able to provide his kids with means to where they don't have to worry about things while they're playing football. And simple things like a car, insurance, cell phone, the normal payments we have to make, but payments that become incredibly difficult for a college football player that can't go get a job to support those things. So it's always going to come back to money, especially with where we're at with college football. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see where UTSA goes from here and if they can continue to get the support from the community that it needs to maintain this consistency that Jeff Traylor has built over these years as the runners. But the future does look to be bright in the post Frank Harris era, if you will, because it is hard to replace a quarterback. It is even harder to replace a legend at quarterback, and Frank Harris has definitely turned himself into a legend here in San Antonio for the UTSA Roadrunners. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Houston Texans, well, they could be without their possible rookie of the year for a second straight game as they get ready for an even tougher opponent this week. Can Case Keenum pull magic out of his hat for a second straight week? That and Texans with the Player of the Week honors being honored, and it's good to see this man back with the team. All that more coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledger. Plus, we'll get you ready for Cowboys and Miami as we shift our focus from Buffalo to now what Miami has to offer. That's all coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
Thursday on R&R in the morning, a very special episode. My brother comes to join us, the Thompson brothers together. One last show. We're getting you ready for playoff caliber football, at least we think. The Spurs are getting busy again. Will Wemby play in Chicago? And the bowl seasons roll on. Get here early. I think the party will start at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship and is now accessible through Tax Help USA. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. For this free information, call 800-948-9401. 800-948-9401. That's 800-948-9401.
Hey, I came as fast as I could. What's wrong?
Everything's okay. I just need you to know I'm glowing up.
You just texted SOS Get Here Now.
And I stand by that because I switched to Cricket and got the all-new Motorola Razr. I have entered my flip era, and I am glowing up.
I'm gonna go back home.
I support that.
Switch to Cricket and get the all-new Motorola Razr for $199.99. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Must open a new line on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. Or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la. O'Reilly.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts Holiday Gift Guide is here. If you're struggling with gift ideas, we have $70 like a digital tire gauge, screwdriver sets, LED work lights, and more. Our professional parts people will help you pick out the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The deals are fast and furious during the Wrap Up the Year sales event at Blue Bonnet, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and New Braunfels. We're overstocked on legendary muscle cars, Chargers, Challengers, Hornets. So the entire inventory is priced to move fast. It's our biggest inventory sale of the year. Right now, you can own the power of a 2023 Charger SXT posted at the clearance price of only $28,995 with a year of free oil changes and car washes. Use your holiday cash for gifts because qualified buyers will make no payments on their new Dodge, Ram, or Chrysler for 90 days. Take the short drive to New Braunfels and muscle in on the savings during the Wrap Up the Year sales event at Blue Bonnet, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, the #1 volume Ram dealer in Texas for 10 years in a row. And remember,
At Blue Bonnet
#1 dealer based on 2022 FCA registration. Call 830-626-9799 for full price and offer details.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at San Antonio's Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio at 281 in Bitters. It's Christmas time, so what better way to celebrate than giving away $125K? That's what they do every month. Going on from now all the way through December 31st, 17 hot seats drawn per day, every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. all the way through 1 a.m. From 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your Royal Flush for $300, straight flush for $150, quads for $75. Also 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your bomb pots, 5-card Royal or straight flush, $50 time. And of course, you know you got the multipliers. But you know the motto, you got to play to get the pay with the multipliers. From 100 to 149 hours is 2 times, and anything over 150 hours is 3 times. So get in the SA Card House. That's SA Card House 125K giveaway. From now all the way through December 31st, SA Card House at 281 in Bitter.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Of course, if you want to comment along with the show, go to SA Sports Star's YouTube page. You can just comment along like Goldfinger123. What's up, Goldfinger? Welcome into the show, man. Or you can always do it the old-fashioned way at 210-656-ESPN. As 210-656-3776. The Houston Texans, they have a tough road to hoe, because I look at it in terms of the Texans and their schedule, who they're playing, versus the teams that they're competing against, who they're playing. And while Jacksonville's schedule can be a bit formidable for them, the Colts' schedule seems pretty easy on the way out. And so I'm taking into account the Colts' schedule. I've got to take into account the Cleveland Browns' schedule. And as I start looking at everything around them, everything in front of them, everything going on in the playoff race, minus the division race, even the division race, because the Colts and Jaguars, you're all tied. So it is an actual race on the way out the door. But the Colts get the Falcons, Raiders, and then the Texans on the way out the door. It's pretty good set of games for those teams on the way out the door, right? Schedule. The Cleveland Browns, you look at their schedule on the way out the door, they get the Texans this weekend, but it looks unlikely that CJ Stroud is going to play in that game. He is still in concussion protocol. Will Anderson did not practice today, still dealing with the ankle injury. The Browns get the Texans this week, the Jets next week, and then they close with the Bengals, who are without Joe Burrow, although playing extremely well. So you can throw that one up for grabs. The Jaguars get the Buccaneers, Panthers, and Titans to close out the door. So while the Texans have playoff potential teams in the Browns, Colts, and then their other game is against the Tennessee Titans. The teams you're competing with seemingly have easier schedules on the way out the door. So, and Goldfinger, you're right. The Raiders looked good last week. but the Raiders looked good last week against a team that I believe quit on its head coach. The Chargers quit. And it is obvious that the Raiders had not. And they are playing for Antonio Pierce the same way that they played a few years ago when they fired John Gruden and were going through all that in-team turmoil with Henry Ruggs and John Gruden and everything that was surrounding that team. And Rich Bisaccia just galvanized that locker room and got them to play hard. They beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. They end up punching their ticket into the postseason, as a matter of fact, that year. And then they go and hire Josh McDaniels. I hope Mark Davis doesn't make the same mistake, because this team, while maybe not a playoff team, is playing for Antonio Pierce. And I believe Antonio Pierce deserves that opportunity to continue to coach the Raiders going forward. It depending how they finish the year, obviously, but if they continue to play for him, it's going to be hard not to give them the benefit of the doubt. But the Texans, they're now without CJ Stroud for a second straight week. You galvanized and rallied behind Case Keenum last week, and Kaimi Fairbairn coming back, named AFC's Special Teams Player of the Week. He accounted for 13 of the 19 points, including a 54-yard game-winning kick. Way to go, Kaimi. I think the Texans signing Tim Boyle to their practice squad is a precursor to them assuming they aren't going to have CJ Stroud this week. So now you got Davis Mills a second straight week with tape on him with a game Cleveland team with a defense that is infinitely better than Tennessee's. I'm not saying that the Texans can't win this game, but I do believe it's a much more difficult test than last week in Tennessee. What say you? 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. Joshua called into the show. Joshua, welcome into Extra Innings with Pledge, my man.
Hey, thanks, Pledge. And I wanted to say this Texans game you alluded to earlier, and I'm calling in old school, and that's how the Texans are going to have to win this game, playing old school. And the one thing that does help me out or backs me up on this is they do got their best player or one of their better players, Kaimi Fairbairn, back, who did win AFC Special Teams Player. And a lot of those close games did come down to field goals, or if the kicker would have made a kick or just even an extra point, it would have turned around momentum for the Texans. And they got a guy who can make those kicks. I think this is their offense. I don't think is going to do much, but this is the sixth ranked rushing yards for a defense. They give up the fewest rushing yards per game and of the season, the sixth best. So I think Cleveland's going to have a tough time running the ball, which is what their specialty is. And you give it to Joe Flacco, who threw 3 picks last week, and you do have one of a good corner out there and Steven Nelson, and a really good corner in Derek Stingley Jr. I don't think he's going to have enough time to make plays in the passing game with Joe Flacco. I think that's where they lose it. And again, this is going to be an old school game, probably like 6-9, nothing but field goals, and Houston Texans come out with the win. It's just going to have to be edged out through the field goal game. And I like Kaimi Fairbairn back in. Thank you, Kaimi, because we missed you so bad for all that time, man. All right, man. Love you, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy holidays, Josh. Appreciate it. And he's right. Like they have the ability to win this game. Cleveland Browns aren't world beaters. And the thing that scares you is their defense more than anything. Out of all the things, their defense is the thing that scares you the most. With Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett, like Jadeveon Clowney against his former team, or that's Ravens. But I mean, Cleveland is playing exceptionally well defensively. They're doing just enough offensively. Can Houston shut them down defensively enough and scratch together enough drives to put up enough points to pull this out? Absolutely, they can. Devin Singletary, as long as he's the lead back and they lean on him, but for some reason the Texans feel this need to every once in a while make sure Dameon Pierce gets equal to touches, and it boggles the mind because the offense seems stuck in the mud when they don't rely on Devin Singletary as their number one back. So I think that's going to be a key proponent if, once again, CJ Stroud not available for this game and you are relying on a Case Keenum. I also think because he was a limited participant today at practice, the possibility of Nico Collins making his return could be an added boost to that Texans passing game that's had to rely on names like John Mechie and Xavier Hutchinson, who I like as prospects, but have yet to really show anything on the field to this point. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. Coming up next, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm on to Miami. Look, Buffalo happened. You got punched in the face. How do you respond to that? Typically, under Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys have responded extremely well. Can they do it again against a much, much more difficult opponent, especially depending on the health of one Tyreek Hill? We'll talk about it next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Cowboys head to South Florida for a Sunday afternoon showdown with the Fins. This Sunday, 2:30 p.m., Cowboys, Dolphins.
Prescott's going to throw it in the left side of the end zone, and it's Gallup behind the defender. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews
choose among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text REPLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text REPLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word REPLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text REPLACE to 200-300.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Hey, it's Jim Rome, and it's great to be back in San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com, on YouTube at SA Sports Star. Like, subscribe, follow along. Robert Casares Jr. says, what up, Pledge? Late to the show. Hit the like button for Pledger. I appreciate you, Fred. Thank you very much. And don't worry about being late, because on YouTube, you're never late. You can start the show. You can finish the show, go back and restart the show and see anything you missed. It's a great function, just being able to control where in the show you are. But I appreciate everybody for joining along. And of course, by commenting along, you're live with the show, and then you can go back and see what you missed after it's over. I appreciate everybody for riding along, though. The Dallas Cowboys, they got bullied. They got bullied. And the Buffalo Bills lined up, told them what they were going to do, basically, never deviated from that, and Dallas could not stop them. And listen, I had concerns about the smaller linebackers against teams that could be more physical. Not every team in the league can do what Buffalo did. As a matter of fact, there are probably few teams in the league that can actually do what Buffalo did. A couple of those teams are on the NFC side of things, though. Teams with the offensive line, the capability, and the commitment to wanting to run the football to where they can do that. And Buffalo looked a lot like Arizona in some instances from earlier in the year. It looked similar to San Francisco, but San Francisco used the play action once they got the run game going and really ate them up off the play action. Going into this game against Miami, remember, Mike McDaniel was an assistant of Kyle Shanahan. The offensive system is similar. And they have a lot of speed on that team. Between Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane, and Raheem Mostert, they've got weapons. They got a lot of weapons on the field. Now, the offensive line is banged up, so that could be an opportunity for the Cowboys' defensive line to feast. It's going to be very interesting, especially the health of Tyreek Hill. But between the Bills, this Dolphins game, and their upcoming game against the Lions, which we know they're committed to run the football. Dan Campbell likes when Montgomery handles alone. We've seen them incorporate their top 12 pick in Jahmyr Gibbs. And they've been committed to the run. So that's another one coming up right around the corner. That's these games between the Bills, Dolphins, and Cowboys. I think that's going to give us a really good look into the potential of Dallas in the postseason. Now, Buffalo didn't go well, but they can answer those questions in Miami this week. And Mike McDaniel, I'm dressed like him today. He's one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. It is hard not to love this guy. From the Riz, the swag, the press conferences, his demeanor, and his story even. Everything that you hear about the guy, everything that you see about this guy, it was fantastic. And he's just easily likable in a sense. And he is ready for Dallas week, and he's making sure that the media knows that they are ready for Dallas week.
Not much. The thoughts are firmly with getting better from this previous game, and as I talked to the team today, I instructed the players to anything other than concern yourself with the next opponent, which for us is the Dallas Cowboys, and any other narrative that has to do with good teams or playoff seeds or the next 3 game, all that stuff. I gave them the clearance to tell all members of the media to, with all due respect, F off. With all due respect. Because all we're focused on is the Dallas Cowboys, and they definitely deserve our attention. So as we clean up our game from the previous, we'll be thinking about that. And
with all due respect, guys. Fred Robert Casares says he's going to be listening on the road tomorrow, possibly hitting the WinStar Casino. Good luck, my man. If you end up making it into the casino, good luck. Because, make some money. I'm about it. I'm for success for everybody. McDaniel's awesome. Love him as a head coach, says Joshua Jimenez. And I will tell you this, former Houston Texan. That's right. He was on Gary Kubiak's staff back in the 2000s. So he and Robert Saleh both, actually. So Gary Kubiak has groomed a lot of good young coaches. But I will tell you this. this will be, while not San Francisco, at least a good opportunity because it's grass, it's the road, it's a system that all the things that Dallas is going to have to answer when they go to San Francisco. So this will be a good barometer for them, and we'll see if they can handle it as they come this week. But I'll tell you what, that defensive line better come to play because they need them in a bad way. Dan Quinn's defense has not shown up of late. Coming up on Extra Innings with Pleasure, Pop probably gave us his most real answer I've heard in a long time when talking about this team and where they're at and what they're doing. We'll hear from Pop next and discuss right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's time to go bowling. This holiday season, there's only one stop for all of your holiday bowling. ESPN 1250 and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Alamo Bowl, Texas Bowl, Cotton, Peach Bowl, Orange Bowl, Fiesta, Rose, Sugar Bowl, and this year's national championship game. Hear them all on your home for college football. San Antonio's ESPN 1250 and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Time to start planning your Christmas dinner, and that starts at Tri-County Meat Market. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Tri-County Meat Market has started taking orders for Christmas prime rib, tenderloins, and gift boxes. Order soon because they do have a limited supply. The gift boxes are variations of steak, sausage, jerky, and seasonings, and very popular. And for that Christmas dinner, you need to order your prime rib or tenderloin ahead of time. So get into one of the 2 Tri-County Meat Market locations today. Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, TriCountyMeat.com.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Hurry in for Macy's last minute gift sale now and take an extra 20% off gift ideas from designers they'll love when you use your coupon. Spend your Macy's money in store or online. No merchandise exclusions. Can't decide what to get? Give a gift card and let them pick the perfect gift. Find last minute gifts that never feel last minute right now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Dash into JCPenney for last-minute holiday savings. Finish your list with a little extra sparkle. Jewelry is up to 70% off after coupon. Looking for something cozy? Candles, velvet plush throws, and more start at only $7.99. Score thousands of doorbusters on popular brands like Adidas, Champion, Disney, and Carter's. Enjoy fast and free same-day pickup until 3 p.m. Christmas Eve. Ready in less than 2 hours. JCPenney. Make your holidays count. Offers valid on select styles through 12/24. Exclusions apply. Doorbusters excluded from coupons. See store or jcp.com for details.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
My name is Susan. Not long ago, I was in poor health. I had a fatty liver. My thyroid was out of whack. I was pre-diabetic. My knees hurt, and I was on cholesterol meds. I'm now down 43 pounds. People say to me all the time, you look so thin. I've gone from a size 18 to a size 10. I feel much better and can walk 2.5 miles without pain. Dr. Torres changed my life.
I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Call me for your free consultation at 468-1891.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Pop was the realest I've heard him in a long time and had something to say about what's going on right now with San Antonio and this team and the youth of it.
Well, obviously it's a challenge, but it's fun is the wrong word, but it's exciting and meaningful challenge in the sense that I feel a great responsibility to those guys. You know, if I can be around when we were winning, I sure as hell can stick around while we're losing. It's a different dynamic, and as we all know, this goes in cycles. And I just thought it would be important to experience this with these guys and help them grow as far as understanding, you know, what the basketball gods demand. It's not about talent. They have to learn how to be pros, figure out their place as the program builds back and we use the draft picks that we've gotten over the next few years. So it's a process in that sense, but because they've got such high character, it's really been enjoyable to go out there and coach totally differently than I did with Timmy and Manu and Tony. That was making adjustments and doing things during games and adding a piece here and there to an already really good team. And this is different. This is more teaching, more fundamentals, more habits, more consistency kind of things. And that's a different emphasis and focus. So
That was head coach Greg Popovich yesterday pregame explaining kind of where the Spurs are in this system. And look, it feels a lot like what we've been talking about. They decided to run it young instead of trying to build quickly with veterans. They want to see what pieces fit. This is going to take some time before they find out exactly which direction they want to go to build around Victor Wembanyama. I appreciate everybody for tuning in for Extra Innings this evening. Be safe. Have fun. We'll see you tomorrow.
Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. Listen to this message I received.
First message.
Hi, Chris. This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Connecticut water softener, but getting all those Connecticut up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Connecticut wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Yes, Chris, thanks again for installing our Connecticut. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky